Sergio Aguero will now miss 2 months with a calf injury, not registered yet either. This is not what they needed, is it?
No, but I think the problem is with the Aguero signing, it's going to be a hit and a miss, not in terms of quality, I think in terms of fitness. We saw that at Manchester City last year. It wasn't all fitness, some of it was COVID, but a lot of it was fitness issues, and then he never quite regained his place in the team. So he's at that age, I'm afraid, Kay, where once you start picking up injuries, it's a sort of snowball effect. You rehab, you're a little bit older, you tend to pick up more niggles as you go along, and that just adds to the problems that Barcelona have. And 10 weeks for a player who's not even registered is just crazy.
So with all that in mind, Gab, why did they even sign him in the first place, Aguero?
Because Laporta has a lot of trouble saying no. The president of Barcelona is a political position, right? This is a bulimic team. This is how they got into this situation to begin with. I mean, please, in this whole thing, we talk about Aguero, Depay. I'm sorry, you're going to play with 3 front men, yes? You're not going to have more than 3 forwards on the pitch. You already have Ansu Fati and Braithwaite and Griezmann, and you've added Aguero, and you've got Coutinho knocking around, and you want to keep Messi, and I'm sure there's somebody I've forgotten here. I mean, you've got Pedri in the mix too. I'm sorry, what are you trying to do? Do you really need Aguero as something other than having Messi's pal there? And then, oh, look, irony of irony, Messi's not there. And Aguero, by the way, is coming from Manchester City. Aguero is not making the league minimum. Aguero is making a ton of money. He was on £300,000 a week at Manchester City. I seriously doubt he took a deep pay cut to come to Barcelona. So they created a situation for themselves. And I think that's the problem. They were pursuing Wijnaldum all summer long. You're like, oh, free transfer. Okay, great. In the end, of course, he went to Paris Saint-Germain, but Wijnaldum as well. At some point, you have to own up. You have to look at the numbers. And, I know it hurt them a lot last year when they let Suarez go and they paid him to leave. And obviously then what happened, and we know at Atletico Madrid. But this is what they should have done before with people like Umtiti, with people like Coutinho. If they don't fit in your plans, pay them to go away. Take a short-term hit. Somebody like Philippe Coutinho, I think, is due to earn something like around the equivalent of $18 million or $20 million a year. If you give him $5 million and you say, Philippe, bye-bye, go find yourself another team, he'd be a free agent. I'm sure he would happily go and do that. But they don't come up with these kind of creative solutions. They don't go to people like Busquets and people like Gerard Piqué and say, guys, you've been loyal servants to the club. You have a year left or 2 years left or whatever it is. Can you take a small pay cut to help us out? Because that way maybe we can keep Messi. Because I know you want to spend the last couple of your years of your career playing with Messi, not playing without him on some horrendous team with a crocked Aguero and Braithwaite up front. And no, they don't do that. And so I'm sorry, I don't buy much of anything that Laporta is saying. When he comes out and he says, well, we reached a deal, we were going to pay him 2 years salary over 5 years, and then La Liga told us we couldn't do that. Of course, you didn't know ahead of time. You don't have lawyers, you're a lawyer yourself. You don't have accountants, specialists. You don't talk to La Liga. You waste your time negotiating a contract that you know is not going to be approved, and then you come back with a different one. All this stuff makes absolutely no sense. And I think when the dust settles, when they're finished booing Coutinho and Umtiti, I really hope Barcelona fans start asking serious questions of Joan Laporta. Some people in Barcelona already are, because there's got to be some explanation here. I refuse to believe that this is merely incompetence.
Gab, we have missed rants like this on the Gab and Jules podcast while you have been away, but Don Hutchison joins Jules this week, and they actually do talk a lot more about the Messi situation, so make sure you do download that wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.